funny seeing you here. Got an interesting angle today. Hopefully you can hear me okay and see me okay on this very shaky mount I have. It's like the suction mount to the car window so it's very bouncy. But anyways, today is a freaking awesome day because it's a day and I am alive for that reason alone. But also because it was a very productive day and that always feels good. Today, I mean, basically that was just like waking up and doing editing for, I guess, basically the whole time. Most of the time I've been awake. Editing and eating food are the two things I've done. But I'm getting very close to done with the project I've been working on. It's just like so many things that are like, you know, when you're doing something where the project or like the thing that you're working on this is so bumpy, isn't complex or challenging in itself, but because of the fact that you have to do stuff that other people are also a part of makes it harder. Like, I mean, okay, the thing I'm talking about specifically is like, there's all of these photo and video files, and they're stored in a really weird way in a very not good cloud storage system. It's like SharePoint or some Microsoft thing. I mean, maybe it's good in some aspect, but like the viewing of it is terrible. And so it's like I'm searching for photos. I don't even know what photos exist. And then I have to find the right ones to match the things that I'm trying to do. So just, you know, something where like if I was the one who had organized it and I knew what the photos were, well, I guess then it would obviously be easier. But anyways, the point is it's just like a little frustrating, but also I did it. So that's good. And it feels like it's been a good, successful day because of the simple fact that I've done a lot of work that I need to do. And I really don't have all that much left. I have to make a few like animations for the video and then do like one final review, watch through, make sure there's nothing else that I definitely should add. And then yeah, it's pretty freaking epic. I don't know why I wouldn't swear. Probably because like if my kid watched, okay, there's a car. If my kid watched this, I'd imagine they'd only want to watch this as a teenager or an adult. So it's okay if they hear their dad saying fuck. So what the fuck, dude? Don't say that. Don't say bad words, kids. Stay in school. Or don't if you don't want to. Is there even going to be school in the future? Like low key, who even knows? So right now I'm driving to Kona. I'm going climbing at Kona Cliffs, which is a gym that I think it's been open a year or something. Not all that long. And yeah, pretty hyped for that. I'm going to join a class. It's called Climbing 201. And yeah, I don't know. I like basically just as a way to connect with people. And also I've never really, like I did climbing camps as a kid, but I never have done something like this before, especially as an adult. So it'll be very interesting to see and like to see what I learn and how I'm challenged, because I really only climb by myself or with other people that are like newer into climbing. So yeah, but it's funny because I'm driving. It's 5 p.m. right now. The class is at 6 and it takes an hour. It takes over an hour to drive there. So I'm driving to a class that's 1 hour long, and it's going to be 2 hours of driving for that. But after the class, I can stay and climb, which is cool. So I'm very excited for that because I like climbing. If that's not freaking clear, like Kai, you know, in Kai's video yesterday, he was talking about like physical, like things that you do with your hands, and that like they're addicting, or for him they're addicting, and you know, climbing is one of those things, and I would totally agree with that in a certain aspect. I mean, I think Kai and I are very different in certain parts of our interests, but it's very interesting as far as interests go that we kind of, our interests align on this. I mean, our interests do align on a lot of things, but it's like from different sides of the same coin, is that the term? Two sides of, I don't know. But yeah, like I like climbing. I don't know why I like climbing, but I think it's probably because of the progression of it. It's like you get better, and so you see your progress. Just the same reason that I like the gym is like, okay, I do an exercise and I get stronger. I do an exercise and my muscles get bigger, or like I work out, my muscles get bigger, whatever. It's like you see the progress, and then with climbing, it's like you do it consistently, you get better, like with the technical side, with developing your skills, your technique in climbing, and then you also get better through strength. And like the strength in climbing is insane because it's so like hyper specific in the things that you do. And I mean, like, it's good to have overall strength, and like, you know, if you can do lots of pull-ups, you'll probably be better at climbing, and if you have strong grip strength, you can hold on to things for longer, those kind of things. But then you have like all of these different, so there's tendon strength and then there's muscle strength, and muscle strength is what you're usually using in the gym, but in climbing a lot of the time you're using tendon strength. And you know, this is kind of just occurring to me now, but I'm wondering if when you develop tendon strength, if it's something that doesn't particularly, is it even strength, or is it just like some kind of resistance? Does it like wear out in the same way that other strength does? Like, let's say, I don't know, I do a max set of pull-ups and then I wait like 30 seconds. I'm not going to be able to do another max set of pull-ups, but like, does tendon strength wear out or does it not? I don't have an answer to that. But anyways, it takes a long time to develop tendon strength, as Kai said as well. But I think because I've been climbing consistently, I've started to develop that well. However, there's a lot of things that go into it, and like there's different ways of like, so I guess the strength in your fingers comes from your forearms, and it's like there's muscles or tendons that are being used depending on how you're holding something. So like you have the muscles that are bending like the first joint, like that, you know, and then you have what is bending both of these. Like, this is slightly different. Like, yes, both are bending here, but it's like you have the top, which is like, that's a crimp. Then you have this, but you can also like, you can engage on a hold like this, or you could engage like that, and see like that would be working slightly different things. This right here is much more risky because it's like your fucking knuckles are going to be going inside out versus here, and here they're not, so that's good. Also autopilot, or not autopilot, like cruise control, so it sees the lanes. That's why I'm not touching the wheel all the time, but I have to keep an eye on the road. And then you have like when you're wrapping around here, so like there's 3 different points which engage the like tendons, muscles in your forearms differently, which is very interesting. And then you also have like this wrist flexion of like forward, back, whatever, that like this is engaging muscles. You have when your wrist is bent versus not. And I saw this interesting thing, or watched this interesting thing about reverse action training, which is instead of doing this to type, or like, what would that be? I mean, for some things it makes sense because it's like static, and then I don't know. Okay, so for example, you hold on to something here, and then go like this, and then you're like a wrist curl. So imagine like you're here, and then you're doing this, and like this is the muscle that's flexing, and you have like a dumbbell in your hand or whatever. But then you have, now imagine you're holding a weight like a cable machine, and then instead of doing this, you're bringing your whole body around, so your body is coming this way, and your wrist is staying the same. So it's like the opposite thing for a curl or something. Even like, instead of you're moving your wrist in and out, you would be moving your body in and out, keeping your wrist at the same place, holding tension. And that's a good way to train your wrists and forearms and fingers, because you can't, like, there isn't really a way to like do the same function of like a curl as there is to this might not make any sense. I also love how random this is. But anyways, it's like, okay, imagine you're holding something right here in a crimp, and then instead of just holding it or like doing it over time or like pulling or whatever, you bend from here, you go here, 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 because depending on where your wrist is, you have a different amount of strength in your fingers. So like, for example, which way is it? I think the more down you are, the stronger you are. So if I'm here, stronger, here, weaker. And so that's because of the muscles in your hand. Or like, there was a really good way to explain this that I'm not really remembering. Anyways, I don't know if you get the point. That was interesting to try to explain. I feel like just by talking about things that I think I know, then I realize I don't actually know them, but also it helps me think about it more. So yeah, that's cool. Well, I'm gonna go get strong and climb, and that's about that. And I don't know, if this doesn't upload while I'm driving, then maybe I will try and, yeah, no, okay, that's all. Goodbye.